The Cardinals just lost to the Chargers by a score of 25-24 in heartbreaking fashion when the Chargers converted a 2-point conversion to take the lead and the Cardinals couldn't score with 11 seconds left. Here are my observations from this game. First, this was a terrible way to lose. It felt like for much of the game, the Cardinals were in control of this. They had a lead, they were making plays on both offense and defense, and overall, it just felt like they were going towards a win. But of course, in the last 2 minutes, they couldn't hold on. And really, this was a failure on both sides of the ball. They just needed for one side of the ball to make a play, either offensively or defensively. On defense, they just needed to get a stop, or to get a stop on that 2-point conversion. But the offense kept stalling out late in the game. All they had to do was sustain a drive, chew some clock, and prevent the Chargers from having a chance to tie the game. But neither side of the ball could get it done late in the game, and the Cardinals found a way to lose. What's also tough is that there were some nice moments in this game and some players who had good performances. James Conner had his best game of the year. I know there was that early fumble, but he had over 100 yards for his first time as a Cardinal and had a really nice touchdown catch. He was running hard and averaged 4.8 yards per carry. Overall, he played well aside from that fumble. But for all intents and purposes, the Cardinals season is over. In fact, I thought it was over 2 weeks ago. So with that in mind, I'm going to focus on some of the things I saw that I think are relevant for next year. Players that I think are showing us they need to be a part of the future of this team. First, the Cardinals need to re-sign Zach Allen. He has been a force on the interior all season and had one of his best games of the season with 2 sacks and solid play all across the board. JJ Watt also looked good. He was disruptive, but I have this feeling he's going to retire this offseason with the scare he had in terms of the heartbeat and with a new baby. I hope he comes back, but I'm not so sure that's going to happen. Isaiah Simmons had a great game. 8 tackles, a tackle for loss, that huge sack late in the game, and he and Zaven Collins both look like they knew what they were doing out there. I feel good about where these 2 linebackers are at moving forward. Another observation. Marco Wilson looks like he's finally starting to get it. He had a great game with some really good tackles, deflected a key pass, and over the last couple weeks, he's actually played some of his best football of his career. If he can continue to play well and develop into a good starting cornerback, that would be huge for this team moving forward. Trey McBride, on the other hand, is really struggling. He's having a hard time holding onto the ball. But in college, he only had 4 drops and 234 targets. This is not someone who had a hard time holding onto the ball in college. I'm not sure what's going on, but the Cardinals need him to get it figured out between now and next season so that he can be that guy they want him to be. Conversely, rookies Cameron Thomas and Myjai Sanders looked good. They both had plays where they popped, including a sack by Cameron Thomas, and I think that at least one of these 2 is going to be a starting outside linebacker for the Cardinals next year, and the other one is going to be a significant part of the pass rush rotation. One last note. The Cardinals are headed into the bye, and I know a lot of fans want to see Cliff Kingsbury and Steve Keim fired. I don't know if that's going to happen. Michael Bidwell has invested a lot into those contracts, but if the Cardinals are going to fire Cliff Kingsbury during the season, this is when they're going to do it. If you need to install an interim head coach, the bye week is the perfect time to do that. Again, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if Michael Bidwell is going to fire him mid-season, I would think it's going to happen within the next 2 days. Were there any other players that stood out to you? Let me know in the comments below. Also, please be sure to click like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on The Cardinal Rule.